Midwest. So I'm going to let Tom and our special guest, Aaron, take the wheel for a second.
That's right, John. That's what we're gonna do. I mean, Aaron, it's good to see you, though, brother. I mean,
Yeah, good to see
we're
you too.
just we're just warming up here, but I mean, I gotta say, here in South Dakota, it's not been so bad. How's Minnesota treating you?
Really good. It's been like the summer almost, like summer weather.
Isn't it
A
the best?
lot of rain recently and some thunderstorms, but I'll take that over the cold snap we had a month ago, where it was like
Oh,
below zero every day for 3 weeks.
exactly, man. Exactly. Well, yeah, dude. We're just vamping right now. Johnny's getting his shares out. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We're just kind of kicking it for a little bit, giving it a minute. We're about to rock and roll. John will rock it off. I can tell we're live on YouTube. I'll tell you that much because we got Sleepy Reader already in the cut. What up, Sleepy, man? Great to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, dude. But yeah, make sure you guys are following Sleepy Reader 666 on YouTube and Twitter. Come on, guys. I mean, come on. You guys are already on it if you're watching us, I'm sure. But if you're from the Rainbow Show, that's a good way to move on over to those guys as well. But I say it's enough time, John. Let's get it started. We got a special guest. It's the Comic Book Sabbath. We picked up. You're looking like like a 10 out of 10 Clark Kent. You're just so handsome these days.
Ow! Ow! Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. All right, well, let's kick it off here. So, with that, the best drum roll that a boy can muster on his glass desk without breaking it with stacks of comics and 2 monitors on it. Hey, everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy, John on Demand, a.k.a. Clark Kent of the Midwest, a.k.a. still the comic book UF. Still got it. Almost a decade later, so fresh and so awesome. Joined, of course, by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one, rocking the mighty Maine. And, of course, you guys, special guest, straight from Minnesota. And a very familiar face. So Aaron Evans is in the building. And, you guys, I would definitely recommend checking out our past issues because Aaron is like a Where's Waldo in a way of a comic book look because you will hear him mentioned. We talk about it often. Aaron corresponded with us over the past several years, which we'll talk about. Aaron was a fellow contributor on a network site that we were a part of. Aaron and I and Tom ran into each other at cons and just randomly Midwest nights, Midwest life, just kind of seeing each other out and about. You just never know. And so Aaron is a longtime friend of the show, and we are very excited to have you on, Aaron. So thank you, first of all, for
Excited to be here.
Yeah, perfect. And I'm going to let Tom hit you with his infamous question because this is his thing. So I will let Tom take the wheel.
Heck yeah. So, and thanks, John, for such a great intro, as always. I mean, we just love when you bring that energy. But yeah, we're really excited to have Aaron on. So, Aaron, let's get into you. Let's have the people learn who you are. So, how about you tell us a little bit about your comic book history, your history with A Comic Book Look and IMJ, and then up to where your reading habits are today.
Yeah. So how I got started in comics and like geek culture in general, my dad was into comics when he was younger, still is. He introduced like Spider-Man to me through the 60s cartoon. So he had VHS tapes of that and I'd watch those all the time. And then like he'd give me his action figures and then his comics. So I started out reading reprints of like Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk, all that good stuff from like the 70s and 80s. So a lot of my early reading was from that. Then kind of fell off a little bit. I think everyone that collects comics goes through that phase where you're not into comics as much, but then you get back into it. So my re-entry into comics was Ultimate Spider-Man by Brian Bendis and Mark Bagley. One of my friends happened to be playing the video game for it, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" And learned that it was based on a comic book, and the art looked cool, so I was like, "I have to check it out." I did, and 18,000 comic books later, here I am. And then I've been watching Comic Book Look since day one.
Yeah.
Like I think, yeah, Tom, you posted it in Inveterate Media Junkies forum, and been the first episode, and I've been watching since.
Exactly. I mean, before even A Comic Book Look, me and Aaron were a part of the Inveterate Media Junkies forums, and we watched Comic Culture Warrior, which was Jose Melendez and Elliot Serrano, old TV show from like 15 years ago or 16 years ago on YouTube, and that's kind of like where me and Aaron met our online personas, and then have gone from there. So yeah, it's super stoked to have you on. So 18,000 comics, that's very impressive. Are you still going to shop on Wednesday? Do you have a current pull list? Do you have ones that you'd like to get?
This is what I got today.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, I mean, that's good to hear that, that comics, have been a through line for a long time for you, man. So
it's my favorite storytelling medium for sure.
Excellent. So, one of you talked a little bit that you are in a part of geek culture, and you've comic books is a big part of that, but I think you have some other things about you that are some pretty heavy geek culture aspects. So where do you work, dude?
I work at the Lego store and at the Mall of America in Minnesota.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you can probably see some Lego sets behind me. There's the Stranger Things set is right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is that experience getting to see so many people in the Mall of America, which is in Minneapolis, Minnesota? It's like visited by millions of people, and the Lego store is the epicenter. What is it like seeing all of these different people from all different walks of life all be bonded in the happiness that Lego brings them, and then you kind of get to be part of that?
It's really cool seeing how universal Lego is. Like, it speaks to everybody. I literally see people from all walks of life every day at work there. It's really cool. And especially recently, because with the pandemic and quarantining and the stimulus checks, a lot of people have been getting back into Lego too. So it's been fun to have conversations with people that are getting back into Lego. It's like, oh, I was into Lego when I was a kid, and I'm getting back into it. And it's really cool. And Lego puts out superior product. So yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like them, man. They're the coolest toy. So yeah, I mean, it's a honor to have a Lego legend like yourself on, and a comic book legend like yourself on. So man, thank you so much again for coming on and talking comics with me and Johnny Boy.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. I have a Lego question for you too, Aaron. Growing up, did you have sets as well that you would play with or get for Christmas or your birthday? Like just like medieval sets or astronaut or ninja or whatever?
I had some small Star Wars and Harry Potter sets.
Okay.
I actually wasn't super into Lego when I was younger. It was more like high school when I started getting back into it, because they were like the Lego Batman sets, and I got those, and that's kind of what kicked it off.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's cool. I've always wondered like what people's Lego experiences are, because like I grew up with like it wasn't necessarily a TV show theme set. It was more of medieval castles or underwater explorers, or it was just really strange. And then it's morphed now into these Marvel and DC, and that's so cool to see. It's so crazy. So no, that's cool. That's awesome. Well, good. Well, thank you again for just kind of filling us in on who you are and sharing with the viewers here. But Aaron is a terrific guy, you guys. We'll give his social handle out at the end of the show. He's a great person to follow and connect with. And so definitely. The other thing I do want to plug, though, really quick here is that Aaron, once in a blue moon, does awesome videos about comics. And so I have been bugging him to do more and more and more. So if you guys... But continue to bug him. I bet he'll make a video at some point. But
now that I have a new computer,
Yeah.
Oh, now that I have a new computer, I should be able to make videos more often. And I actually there was a local comic book show in Minneapolis a couple weeks ago that I went to. I have a full short box full of books that I can talk about. So.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah, I'll probably film that at some point.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so no stranger to the camera. No stranger to the camera.
No.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but yeah.
That IMJ street cred. That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I did reviews for them for about a year.
Yeah, you sure did, dude. I read them all, and I also didn't Elliot Serrano and Jose Melendez got together like within the last year and talked or something like that, right? I missed it, but I saw it on Twitter. I could never find a link, but man, if
couldn't either.
Knows that, send the link my way. I would love to see that catch up. But yeah,
I missed it too, and I couldn't find a link for it either.
Gotcha. So you missed it too. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's the way it goes. That would be sweet to relive those, comic book art memories from over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Still online, man. We are some online internet, savages here who are just been rocking this shit for so long, man. I love that you're still here with us. So let's. I got no hot takes tonight, Johnny. I'm sorry. What? I got nothing for hot takes.
Nothing.
So. Right. I say we start talking about some comic books because Aaron has a huge stack. I got some good ones that I want to talk about. It's a comic book Sabbath. What do you say, John?
I say absolutely, but I do got to give credit to Sleepy Reader really quick for my alternate identity of John Kent lives in SD now. Facts. It's truth. It's true. Yes. And then he follows up with Elliot Serrano. There's a memory.
Exactly, Sleepy.
Sleepy knows. Sleepy knows. Oh, it's such a cool community. It really is. I love that. Cool. Well, yeah, let's hit the books, man. I got a decent size amount as well. And we had, Aaron, we had a couple of books that were delayed last week. And so I picked up some titles from last week too that are kind of mixed in my pile. Okay. So if that jumps out, that's why that is. So cool. Well, Aaron, you have a mountain, so we're gonna let you go first.
Okay. All right, I'll start out with the back issues that I picked up because I can't go to the comic book store on Wednesday and not pick up back issues.
Okay.
Yes. So I got a few because Falcon and the Winter Soldier is coming out. I got Sam Wilson, Captain America, number 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
Been picking up these back issues from the series slowly but surely, and then I got some 90s Flash. So you can see issue, what is this? 135, 136, and then 137. So that from that Grant Morrison, Mark Miller run. And these are the last issues that I needed. So
completed the run. That's a legendary run, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was only like a 12-issue run, I think. But
yeah.
Is it anyone else finding the irony that we're saying the term run when we're talking about Flash?
I missed it. It was completely lost on me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, those are the back issues I picked up.
So, and that kind of answers my question then, because I was wondering why those issues specifically, but you were just filling in gaps in your collection. When you're getting a new series and you're hitting back issues and you want to learn more about a character, like this was the Falcon book was in lieu of the show coming out, do you go for a whole run or do you just look at key issues? Do they have to be back to back, or are you flexible with missing an issue here and there, and are you okay with that? Do you read them? Do you complete it first before you read it? What does that look like?
That's a good question. I usually complete the run as long as it's not like a 300 issue run like Hellblazer. So for something like Hellblazer, I just go by the creators. It's like, oh, there's a Garth Ennis issue, I'm gonna grab that, or a Peter Milligan issue, I'll grab that. Same with this Flash, like, because I have all of Jeff Johns' run from that era. And I mentioned that those are the last issues of the Morrison Miller run that I had. So usually it's creator based, unless it's like a short run or something. Like I'm getting into the early 2000s JSA series because I want to learn more about those characters. Yeah, that's another run of comics I'm working on right now.
Nice, that's awesome.
JSA, who even knows what's going on with those old farts? I mean, what do you do over there, Aaron?
They need to make an ongoing of JSA. They haven't done that since like the New 52. I mean, I know they've tried like bringing them back somehow, but we need a Justice Society title now.
I think
long overdue.
Aaron, what are you talking about? I mean, every time they try to start that, it fails because it sucks and nobody picks up the book. So I mean, what?
Yeah. The characters are so cool though.
But no, I mean, I feel you. It's just like JSA has always seemed like homework trying to get through. So it's like I love
it. It's a lot.
It is a lot. Dude. It's so much continuity and lore, and I mean, it is the hard the hardest, nerdiest type of DC book. So I mean, I give major props to you for getting into that team because it's just always been too confusing and too dense for me.
Yeah, it is like nerd homework reading about those characters.
I think that's cool though, that you're taking time to learn more about it. Because whenever I see mention of those characters or that team, I'm always kind of thrown off, to Tom's point, just because I'm not familiar with them, and they are definitely more intensive with a lot more history. I find that DC Comics history kind of overwhelms me in general. And so we had a guest on from Comic Book Bears, Bill Zanowitz, who owned 51.3% of all DC books, the big 50.
That's insane.
And he, if you're like, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and it's funny because he's always watching the old cartoons during the day, so he posts what episode he's on, and I'm just like, there's like a show about Superboy. Since when?
Really?
And so, oh yeah, like he's going in, and he's always crushing media. Like he's awesome. And so, I admire people that can really wrap their brains around that extensive history because there's just so much.
Yeah.
To me, that excites me as a reader because that's exactly what I look for. It's just not something that I started out on, so I kind of missed that train, and I don't know that I'll ever catch it just because of how massive the massive amount of content surrounding it. But if there's a good starting on point if you have any recommendations, Aaron, or any viewers have any recommendations of something I could just check out without being, dead in the water, I would be open to doing that.
Oh yeah, man. And I'm just giving you a hard time, Aaron. I love that you're picking up those back issues of JSA. It brings a glimmer to my eye.
So that's cool though that you're doing that, Aaron. Yeah. If you have any issues that you find are like introductory friendly, let me know. Just because I like learning about new characters, but that one really intimidates me. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. All right, John, what'd you pick up? Let's see one of those books.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I actually picked up, this is hands down the best book that came out this week. All right. And I accidentally already spoiled it on the Rainbow Show earlier. Technically, I didn't, but King in Black issue number 5, hands down best book. All the indie books bow down only because of this cover. I mean,
that cover is amazing.
Isn't that fun?
Holy crap.
Yes.
That was one of my pickups too.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just holding the big old blood sword, huh?
Yep. And so this book was a lot of fun. I have not read the final issue or the latest issue of Venom yet either, so I don't know the full situation of what's going on in terms of the creative team. I hear that there's probably a changing of guard coming up for Venom, which probably means the end of Venom for a while, potentially, but we'll see what that looks like. It has been a great run, a very fun story. And yeah, it's been good. Aaron, this is something we talked about last night when we were talking about Dark Reign. As a Marvel event, I have not been picking up all the tie-ins this time. I learned my lesson.
I haven't either.
And there's some that have been good. There's some where I'm like, eh. But one of my other picks is a tie-in that I'll talk about on my next turn that actually had some positive notes to it. So,
what do you guys think is the best tie-in for King of Black or whatever it's called? I can't even. What is the best tie-in?
The Venom series has been pretty good.
I would say Venom's definitely a good compliment. I do have one other strong recommendation, but I'm saving it for.
Ooh, and it came out this week. That means, or last week if our books were delayed.
Exactly.
Anyway, all right. Here is my first one. Whoopam! We got Space Riders by Alexis Zurit. This is the art that I love so much. So I know this is Sleepy Reader's a fan of this guy's art as well. But this guy's just pulling no punches at all, doing the most crazy, psychedelic, weirdest stories. I mean, it's always like these bold colors. I don't know. I'm loving every second of this. Didn't realize that this was coming out this week. When I saw it, I was so stoked and I grabbed it right away. So yeah, super, super pumped for this. Space Riders number 3. I mean, the cover alone, I mean, it looks so cool.
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
My shop never has that, and I'm always bummed that I can't find it because it looks so cool.
And I know he has another book that I can't ever get either. So I mean, it's just tough. That's the way it goes with some of these smaller ones. But yeah, this one's from Black Mass, so it's getting out a little bit better than some of his previous ones, which I think, I think, yeah. So yeah, I knew and I'm pretty sure this creator may also have a comic book that is published by Sleepy Reader's local comic shop,
nice.
and that comes out as well. So the dude's the man, and I think he will hit the big time. It's so niche. It's not the big two. It is just a really graphic, poppy art style that I think is gonna really make some big waves. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
That's awesome. All right, Aaron, what do you got?
Up next. Let's see here. Picked up Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know if anyone's reading this other than me. I have not heard much talk about this book.
Educate us. What's the latest with Pete?
Do you want like full spoilers or?
Yeah, sure. We don't care.
Okay. So Spidey's got a new suit, as you can tell. And he's been fighting this new villain called Kindred, who is revealed to be Harry Osborn. How that happened, we don't exactly know. The story's been moving at a snail's pace, and it's already issue 63. It's written by Nick Spencer, who I normally really like, but he's doing that thing in Morning Glories where he's just an eye drop of information every issue, and it's kind of getting a little. The teases are getting to be too much, and the payoff is becoming too little. But I love Spidey, so I'm sticking with it, and it is a good read. I mean, Nick Spencer's a good writer because you'll get like bits of Nick Spencer that wrote like The Fix or Forgetless or Superior Foes of Spider-Man. You'll get that Nick Spencer in here, but you'll also get the Nick Spencer that wrote a really slow-paced story in Morning Glories in there too. But it's sometimes a frustrating read, but I'm still liking it overall.
Heck yeah, I know. We were me and John did Wednesday Comics podcast last night, and we talked with those guys. And I know that Garrett over there, he reads Amazing Spider-Man. He's never going to stop either. And so they're still out there, and he talks about it all the time. And sometimes he hates it, and sometimes he really likes it. So I think it just ebbs and flows. Like any comic that is a milestone character, Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine, Superman, not so much Superman, but those comics will constantly have like really, really good peaks and then kind of dive down, but then really, really good. So if you just stick with it for X-Men, that would be a good one. Just as long as you stick with that, it's always just like fun to be on the ride,
Yeah. And I can't drop that book because I have issues 150 of Amazing Spider-Man to this current issue.
Yeah. And so at this point you can't stop.
No, I can't stop. They've got me.
Oh no. That's awesome. Oh man. Well, we are getting some comments here. Chad's Attic is in the building. Just got around to reading Spider-Man 50. So yeah. Nice. Those issues, and is it every 2 weeks, Aaron, for the frequency?
Yeah, sometimes it's there's 3 issues that come out a month.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
it's
them
2
out,
issues Marvel.
Yeah. That's why I'm not complaining about the slow story too often, because if it was once a month, that would just drive me crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what all my books are, and I go crazy.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, my next book here is my definitely a book of praise for King and Black tie-ins, and this is a rarity because a lot of them maybe weren't so great, but I actually really enjoyed this. So, Planet of the Symbiotes, issue number 3, and we got Cloak and Dagger in the building here.
Oh, nice.
Now, I will say that Planet of the Symbiotes, I did not expect the formula that they used, where all 3 issues, there's 2 to 3 short stories in each one, all of different characters of what's happening during the event. And so it is not continued in next issue or anything like that. The first issue really drew me in because it had the other symbiotes present that were with Scream. So when there was like the 4 different, like the purple one, the green one, whatever. And that was really enjoyable to get to see them again. In any context, because they're just such fun characters. I personally love Scream. Scream had her own one-shot. Love that. So that was good fun. But Cloak and Dagger are my people. I love them. they were Dark X-Men. They held it down for me during Dark Reign and represented the mutant community in a respectful manner under Norman Osborn. I'm just kidding. But I will say that, the excitement of having them there and the writing was good. The art was not my favorite.
Oh, really?
So normally, Cloak and Dagger is a very, just a really vibrant book in terms of her costume is just always so cool looking. And I'm not talking about I want to see more or anything like that, but it's just like the face art and everything. It wasn't what the characters deserve. So like we get this beautiful cover, the inside doesn't look like that.
That's too bad.
It was just kind of rough for me in that regard. But the writing on it was superb. Cloak was in a very dark place, which was kind of fun to see, no pun intended, because he controls the darkness with his cloak. It was really interesting just to check in on them and see how they're doing. Tandy has her hair back in a ponytail right now and is just kind of leading the charge. She also does not have the classic T-cut on her uniform, so she has just a normal V-neck now. So it's so fun to watch the characters get mentioned and get involved, because some of these characters we don't hear from in like a year or two.
Years, yeah.
So it's kind of fun to get to keep up with them. So that's the real reason why I keep up with this. Definitely excited about that.
And it's like if you have those kind of characters like Cloak and Dagger that are cool, but they don't ever, they don't always have an ongoing series. When they pop up, you gotta snag what you can, So yeah, that's sweet, man.
Marvel's table crumbs. I'll take them all.
That's great. Well, I think it's my turn, right, guys? Or is it Aaron's turn?
I think it's your turn, Tom.
Oh, okay. My turn. I got Geiger, and it has something to do with supernatural. Oh, look at these covers, so we're definitely getting some nuclear action if you look by my cover and Aaron's cover. Oh, yeah. I like your squares at the top. That's a sweet touch there. They gave mine like the old Marvel look, but cool. Isn't this weird that it is Jeff Johns doing a image book?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that drew me to this title, and Gary Frank. I love his art. Yeah.
Of course, I was on board with Gary Frank right away. Of course, and I see #1 Image. I want to check it out. Then when I saw Jeff Johns, I was like, I don't know if Jeff Johns has ever wrote a book for Image. Do you know if he has or not, Aaron or John?
I don't think he's done anything other than Marvel or DC.
I can't think
of anything.
Yeah, at least not that I know of. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but this seemed crazy. So I was like, even though I've been telling John I kind of have superhero fatigue, I'm not like looking to pick up a bunch of new superhero books. I can tell this is some sort of superhero or some sort of superpower stuff. And I don't really care at this point though. If it's Gary Frank and Jeff Johns and they're doing their own thing, I didn't see it coming. I didn't hear anything about it. So yeah, I'm super stoked to crack into this sucker. I haven't even checked it out really at all yet. I haven't had a chance. So, but I will be reading it in the next couple days.
Yeah, I can't pass up Gary Frank interior art.
Exactly. You just don't get it very often either. So it's excellent.
Awesome. Well, Aaron, you are up, my friend.
All right. Well, speaking of Image #1s, picked up the Silver Coin #1.
Cool.
By Chip Zdarsky and Michael Walsh. I really like Michael Walsh's art, so this was a must pick up.
Man,
and actually,
I don't even think I saw that. And it's by Chip Zdarsky.
Yep.
Oh my god.
There were a few covers for this one. Yeah, I couldn't pass this up.
Yeah, have you heard anything about it, or do you have a premise or anything on it?
I actually don't know what it's about. I just saw the creative team and I just grabbed it.
Yep.
And it's an Image #1. I can't pass it up.
Heck yeah, I should check that out. I can't believe I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That cover looked really cool too for that issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
I really like Michael Walsh's art.
Is there anything cool on the back of the issue? Image always does like jazz on the back too. Yeah, that's cool.
So badass.
Okay.
All right, Johnny boy, what you got next? What you got?
What I got? I'm gonna switch it up here. It seems like I put everything in kind of a train, and I don't like that. Let's see. I want to hang with the cool kids for a second, so I'm gonna switch it up here. I think we all got this one, but loved the first issue, and so all aboard that Image train. Noctera issue number 2. So thoroughly enjoyed it. Issue number 1. I finished it and I was like, I'm like seriously in love with this. And then you know what I loved even more? Oh, did you miss out, Tom?
I mean, here's the deal with that one. I bought issue number 1, but I'm making a deal to myself that I'm not buying issue number 2 unless I've read issue number 1 and know I want to read it. And it's still in my pile of 2 reads. Yeah, so I'm behind. Good. There was a bunch of copies, though, I feel like, so I still should be able to get on board if I do like it. But I just, it was a battle. I think I even picked it up and set it back down and then looked at it again. And then it was like, no, I don't do this, Tom. You're going to just hurt yourself by putting more into your pile that you're like, dreading reading. So I stepped away, and maybe I'm going to be so mad at myself later when I can't find one and I really liked issue 1, but I'll go to John's house and read his.
There you go. It's issue 1 was just so much fun though. And the thing that really drew me was actually the letter at the end from Scott Snyder, just kind of explaining more of the inspiration of the book. And I always love it when they take time to do that because you get that additional insight. Just it's an opportunity to hear from the creator. And so I just love taking time to review those. We're getting a couple of really good comments here. So just about this issue, Tony Daniel, great artist. I would agree. The art in issue number 1 actually really did pop for me. I love the colors. I love everything was just vibrant, and it really complemented the story and set the mood. And so I am one where I'm typically more of like a Marvel DC zombie. And so this one really jumped out at me as a really cool offering from Image. And so I'm like, I'm in. Let's do it. So yeah, Aaron, what did you think of it?
I really liked issue number 1. I'm always on board for Scott Snyder. He's one of those writers I'll always give a chance when a new number 1 of his comes out. I liked issue 1, and I'm usually not a big fan of Tony Daniel's art, but the art in issue 1 and even flipping through issue 2, I mean, this is definitely his best art, in my opinion. I think he's gotten better as an artist. Because I remember some of his earlier DC stuff that he did, I wasn't a huge fan of, like Battle for the Cowl or even his Teen Titans stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of, but I really like his art in Noctera so far.
Yeah, fun to see characters grow, or the creators we like grow as artists. That's always so cool. So
we actually got a really cool comment here too from Sleepy Reader. I think Silver Coin will be different creators each issue, which is a really cool formula.
I think the art is the same, but it's a different writer each issue.
Writer. Okay.
Kelly Thompson is writing the next issue. Ed Brisson is doing the 3rd issue or something like that.
That's cool. Very interesting. Very weird.
Yeah.
Usually the opposite.
But definitely, I would say the other thing I caught here from Chad's Attic, I am loving hearing from Chad's Attic with some of this. Cloak and Dagger miniseries came out, and Chad, I wasn't sure if that was cut off from your previous comment or not, or if you're aware of a new series that's coming out, because if there is a new miniseries, please let me know. I will purchase all of that because I love those characters, and that would be welcome news. But I think you might be referring to the previous post. It might have cut off. I'm not sure. So just let me know in the comments. Wonderful. Well, very cool. That was my pick. So, Sir Thomas.
All right. If Matt Kent writes it, Tom buys it. So here we go. Fear Case number 3, Matt Kent, and then Tyler and Hillary Jenkins. This book has been so good. I absolutely love what's going on here. It's just a crime story. That's what we have here, but it's done in a completely horror type of dark, downtrodden, melancholy type way. Just really enjoying this. Like I said, if Matt Kent writes it, I buy it. So I'm definitely enjoying it, and we'll continue reading it.
Very nice. That's awesome.
I need to read more of his stuff that he's written.
Yeah, I mean, it's hit or miss for a lot of people, where a lot of people are like, oh, Tom, I agree with you. He's so good. And then some people are like, Tom, you're wrong. He's very bad. But that's just the way I think he is a polarizing writer, and that kind of excites me too sometimes.
What would you say for a Matt Kent noob like myself? What would you say is a good entry or a couple of series that he's written that would be good to start with?
Mind Management. Mind MGMT is what I think is probably my one of my favorites from him, and it's pretty easy to find and read through. So yeah, I think that series is really good.
Cool. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Check it. Word. All right, who's next? Who's up? Who's next?
I think it's me.
Aaron, it's you. What did you pick out, my bro?
Yeah, Green Lantern #1. Just look. I haven't been following Green Lantern in ages. I mean, I read some of the recent Grant Morrison stuff, but I haven't. There are only so many comics that I can read and keep up with. But new #1, Green Lantern. It looked interesting, so I thought I'd just check it out. I don't even know who the creative team is. I just kind of grabbed it on a whim.
Isn't it fun to do that sometimes, right?
Yeah, it was one of those books where you see it on the shelf, weren't planning on buying it, but it intrigues you enough where you just have to buy it.
Yep.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, blasting into the Morphin grid, you guys, we have Power Rangers Unlimited #1. So I consider this a humble indie offering because it's not Marvel or DC, but it is so fun. I am loving all of the Power Rangers series. So I am annoyed that we have yet again another series potentially to keep an eye on. I hope this is just a one-shot. Boom Studios, shut up and take my money. But it's been very enjoyable, so I'm excited to read this. Thumbing through it, artwork looks sick, covers on point. I mean, this is typical Boom Studios being amazing Power Rangers 2021. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm very excited to read it. So that's it for me.
All right. Back to me. I got Bloom #1. I never heard of this. I never seen it before. It's by a publisher I don't know called Hero Tomorrow Comics. It looks like this crazy hippie chick who's looking all, tripped out and stuff. But
hanging out with Luna.
Basically, there was an issue that. I'm sorry, you guys.
Tom?
Yeah, there you go. You're back now, Tom.
I'm sorry, I lost you guys for a little bit. I apologize.
That was amazing. Bring it back. Talk Bloom.
Okay. Well, you're still kind of shaky for me. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. This is. I saw there was a cover with like a guitarist, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And then I was like, "I guess we'll pick this up." And then I looked over and I had an alternate cover, and it was this one. I was like, "Oh, put this one back. I want this one. This looks really cool." I have no idea what it's about, but. The interiors didn't look super polished. It definitely looks like it's a little bit more of an amateur style work, but if it has good storytelling, I'm still down, and I'm always cool to see something new. And I love hippie culture. My wife's a hippie. I love this. So yeah, works perfect.
And from Sleepy Reader, Tom, for your personal reassurance, everything sounds and looks good here on YouTube. No glitch at all. So there you go. Smoke and mirrors, right? Smoke and mirrors. The show must go on. Aaron, you are up.
Well, as John likes to say, all aboard the X-Men train. I picked up Excalibur and Marauders.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Marauders especially has been really, really good. Actually, the whole X-Men line has been really stellar, which it's not often you can say that about the X-Men line. Like all the books are really good. Yeah, I haven't hit a bumpy road for this Dawn of X, Reign of X stuff since it launched, and I'm super happy about that because I love me some X-Men.
Yes. Oh, that makes me happy. Very good picks. I'm excited to see what these 2 issues hold as well. Excited coming up. What's the one coming up with Nightcrawler, Age of X? Or something like that?
Gala, or the Hellfire Gala, right?
Oh, the big event. That's right. Tom and I got an invite for that. Tom, we need to come up with some rad shows for that, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
Like we're gonna show up styling. We gotta represent for Emma Frost.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna just crush it.
We're gonna crush it. So.
Did you Did you guys see the designs for the
Yes, I'm getting all
Hellfire?
of
They
those.
look so good. They
I'm
look
getting
so
all of
good.
that.
I
I
love
want
it.
all of that. Yeah, that's all happening. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh my
I have
god.
no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm not buying any X-Men books, but yeah, sounds sweet.
She's throwing a big party and everyone's dressing up to impress. So
Nice.
that's,
Yeah,
that's
I
And the
love dressing.
new X-Men member is going to be announced.
Ooh, that's fun.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's that vote that happened earlier this year,
Yep.
and I think that's going to be announced at the Hellfire Gala.
Cool.
That's cool, man.
I voted for Meryl.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Who did
Yeah.
I vote for? Who are the options? No, I know who it was. Tempest was one of them because
Yeah,
she
I was debating
Liberation
Tempo.
Front. Or Tempo, yeah.
Yeah.
I voted for her just because I thought they have done really well with developing Cargill from the Acolytes, who's now Joanne on the Sword series, I want to say, because she just has like super
Right.
strength and she's badass and amazing. So I just think that they can take a D list or a B minus villain and make them awesome. So I'm really excited to see
Yeah.
who it is.
Yeah, I wanted to vote for Armor, but she's already in Sword, so.
Right. We don't need that. All right. Well, my next book then, you just chopped down two of mine and I'm A-okay with that. So I will lift up, I'm going to go complete galactic here. Star Wars The New Republic, issue number 4, or High Republic, excuse me. You got
one of
that?
my pickups too.
Yeah. So again, met this series recommendation through Comic Book Bears, the Star Wars special, and I have not been disappointed at all. I was at first a little intimidated because I'm like, this is a period of Star Wars that I don't know, and then I'm like, that's exactly why you should be getting it, dummy. And so it's been a lot of fun to get to see a different thing that's not dominated by Luke Skywalker, and you just kind of get to see more of the Star Wars you, and it's actually really good. So
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying it so far.
It's fun because all these writers get to play in this new playground that's completely separated from all the other stuff we've seen, so they can create their own characters. Bring in Yoda because obviously he's alive at this time, which is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been fun like meeting these new characters.
Yeah, I'd say so, and even like the twin Jedi, like that's just such a fascinating
they're great
situation,
they're great.
You know, with their connection and everything. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, Sir Tom.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys have your X-Men and you have your written by, he's writing the Hickman, he's writing the main story. He just said he was going to be delayed for a little bit, and that's classic Hickman. But I don't read that, but I am a big Hickman fanboy. I have to get my Hickman through Decorum. So
Nice. I got mine last week.
This book, I forgot to pick it up last week. So this book is so damn trippy and weird, and the art ranges from so many different styles. It's like they're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. But it is the nugget of the actual, once you break down all of the fancy stuff and you actually look at what the story is, it is very, very fascinating about these different types of people and classes and cultures that are, not anything like us. They're all alien, different things. And they, and how they interact with power and trying to figure out the cycle of life and what's going to bring power to them. I don't know. It's so out there and epic and hard sci-fi that I'm loving every second of it. And look at that, double wide cover. It looks so cool. So rocket and rolling. It's this is the egg they've been trying to protect for a long time to grow this thing inside, but it's not ready yet, but it's coming out, and what's going to happen? I don't know. But yeah, awesome to hear you're reading it too, Aaron.
Yeah, well, I actually haven't even started with issue 1. I've been buying them, but I haven't read them because it's a Jonathan Hickman series. I want to read it all in 1 or 2 sittings. That way I can just absorb the whole story, and I find that that's the best way to read Hickman's, especially his indie stuff. Just reading it all in one go, and yeah. So when issue 8 comes out, I'll be reading the whole series.
Excellent.
Heck yeah. Well, Aaron,
I know I'll like it. So
yeah, exactly. I know you will too.
Well, Aaron, you are up.
I'm up. All right. Well, bouncing off of the High Republic, I've got the High Republic Adventures from IDW. Yeah. So
All right.
I don't know if are you reading this one, John?
Look, okay, so here's the skinny on that. We talked about this, Tom and I did, but I want to get your take on this. We got Star Wars: The High Republic with Marvel stamped on it, and we got some with IDW stamped on it. What is the deal?
I have no idea. I was going to ask you guys the same thing because I have no idea.
I saw that today, so I'm not reading that particular offering. Is it good? Because other IDW Star Wars things that I'm picking up are amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really been liking it. I mean, this is issue 3. Yeah, issue 3. So I've been liking it. Not as much as the Marvel one, but it's still a good read.
Okay. I might have to check it out just because I'm liking the Marvel
Yeah,
one.
give issue 1 a shot.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I have no more Star Wars to contend with that, but I will dip my foot into the pool here. We got the most prolific DC title offering ever. Do you guys know what is it? Like, what flies off the shelf in your opinion? What really pops for DC?
It's got to be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Trinity.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously you guys aren't reading DC Comics very closely. So, Man-Bat issue number 3. The true book that matters. All hail the villains. So check this out, Tom. Issue 2 sold out at Rainbow. They don't even have it. I never saw it. So all the Batman fans or whatever must have said, put it in my box. And so none were on the shelves. I never saw it. So I never got a copy. And I can't order it because they're out now. So I have to go hunting or something for it. They said they'll keep an eye out for me, if one never comes in the shop. I might have to just hit up eBay or whatever. But I was so pissed because issue 1 is so fun. I loved it so much. And so I'm excited to read this, but I got to get my hands on issue 2 first. But again, Bruce Wayne is really taking a back seat. Come on, Man-Bat. Let's get with it, you guys.
I bet they sold out because you gave number 1 such a good review on our show.
I completely agree. I mean, I got letters from DC thanking me for the words of praise. It was crazy.
For the increase in sales.
Law over the Man-Bat.
Yes.
Sleepy, don't knock it till you rock it. I trust that you probably did rock it. But I personally loved it. I worship the villains. I think they're fun. And so it's a really fun look into the character. And it's just not one I'm as familiar with because it's not like the Joker or the Riddler or whatever. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right, Tom.
All right, next up, I got Witch Blood, number 1. This would also probably be from last week, but I think I forgot to get it. This is the Dazzler cover. Look how cool that is.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I'm super. They even put honoring Bob Larkin on here to throw it to the artists for Dazzler number 1. But yeah, look, you got Dazzler. Guess what? I'm on board. So definitely pick this up. Just because number 1 vault, I'm in. I gotta check it. So, yeah.
And shout out to that vintage Marvel look again.
Oh, again twice. I know, dude. Isn't that crazy? Let's hold them side by side. I mean, all of these people biting on Marvel's look, Image and Vault. Look at that.
That is hilarious to me. That's really funny. Sleepy Reader, I was laughing out loud at how you did your reveal, John. Sleepy, I try to keep Tom and even Aaron, I've probably done this to you too, just on your toes when we're talking about stuff, and it's very entertaining for me to do that. So
yeah,
you'll see more of that shenanigans as our show goes on, I'm sure. We need a full-on real Dazzler disco comic.
No kidding, man.
I'd be behind
that. The best dance dance book is Robot Dance Club by our boy Mikey Martinez. So, check it out. Google Robot Dance Club. That's the best dancing comic around, boy. You better believe it.
Yep. And then in one of my random comic book look hip hop songs, I referenced that Bruce Wayne blares Allison Blair in the Batmobile.
That's right.
Which is facts with that surround sound. So there you go.
Which is facts. It is facts. Okay. So that's not arguable.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, what you got? You have a mountain still.
Yeah, I only got 1 left, guys. So
I've got 3 left.
Okay.
Immortal Hulk, one of my favorites, probably my favorite Marvel book right now. It's so good, nice. It's so good. And and I've heard that it's ending with issue 50, or at least that's the rumor.
Ooh.
So I mean, I'll be sad if and when it leaves at issue 50, but it's my favorite Marvel book and has been for, well, since it debuted. It's so good.
Yeah, who writes it? Isn't it like
Al Ewing?
Yeah, and I heard that everybody just loves it so much. I got to get on that book.
Yeah, it's so good.
And I mean, it's Hulk's great and all, but it really is about the Alpha Flight characters that are in it. For me, it really should just be called the Immortal Flight.
The Immortal Flight. I'm sure you heard about the Gamma Flight miniseries that's coming out, right?
Isn't that crazy? I'm like, we'll see how that goes, but I'm in. I mean, obviously. But we'll see. Maybe I'll actually like the Absorbing Man and the other characters that they've added, but we'll see. I won't knock it till I rock it, but I am curious.
Yeah, I'll check out issue 1 for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I might be raving about it. Who knows? I did see that though, and I was chuckling. Well, our friends at Vault, I tried out issue number 1 and kind of left with a WTF flag about it. So I wanted to give it another try because I promised I would. But Hollow Heart, issue number 2. Very, very iconic blues, purples, and bright pinks throughout the book, as well as the interior, which is just so much fun. The artwork's actually really interesting to me. It's really just random. It's a random set of characters and circumstances, and I'm gonna probably have to reread issue number 1 and then go through issue 2 just to really get the most out of it. My biggest complaint was, again, I don't really understand the bulk of what's going on. I feel that, Tom, this is that one where I was saying that it's more of like an in-depth reader situation, and so I'm hoping that this one is a little more forgiving for a stone brain like me, where I can really dig into it and enjoy it and appreciate it. So I am making the effort,
for sure,
because I love you, and I'm hoping that this one is a little more awesome. So.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, that brings me to my last comic, which isn't a comic at all. Holland Files number 5, Winter 2021 edition. This is DC Roots of the Swamp Thing.com. Our boy John Boylan, a Sioux Falls homie.
Love John. Love him.
He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the largest collection of Swamp Thing memorabilia. And he lives in Sioux Falls. He's the man. He puts out this fan magazine, that's all about Swamp Thing. So he has different short stories and sketches and different drawings that are all really cool, Swamp Thing related stuff. And so this is like, I just think this is really cool. I like zines. I like the, low print run, in very interesting type of books. And he gets really, really great artists to submit artwork and great writers to submit the stories for this. So if you can get a copy, definitely check it out. DC Roots of the Swamp Thing.com is his website. But yeah, this is number 5. If you don't have 1 through 4, definitely worth picking it up, especially for those DC heads or Swamp Thing heads, Alan Moore heads. Definitely worth it. But we have this covers by Yannick Paquette. So I mean, big.
Oh, nice.
Superhero. Superman artist. And so really, really cool. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. It's definitely not going to be in a lot of comic shops, but you can definitely find it online, I'm sure.
No, great guy, great human being.
I'll check that out. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it really is. It's definitely it's a really indie niche kind of thing, but it's really cool that John does this, puts this together. I think he tries to get out like 2 a year or something like that. And, it's pretty good.
Oh man, yeah, I remember when that first one dropped. I was like, what? And so yeah, it's pretty rad. I love that he does that too. All right, Aaron. Well, you are up.
I'm up. Okay, so I'm down to 2 books. I also had to get Venom along with King in Black. Second to last issue for Donny Cates, which I'm sad about because I never would have guessed. I'm shocked as anyone that I'm 34 issues into a Venom series that I'm really, really liking. So it's going to be sad to see Donny Cates go, but all good things come to an end, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next issue 200, is his last issue, which is like 80 pages long. So it's going to be a really thick book.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm definitely looking forward to digging into this one too. I'll probably check it out tomorrow and see how it treats me. But I agree, it's been such a phenomenal run. And I have been pleased to see an ongoing Venom because it's always been like that 4-issue situation. Next. So it's pretty cool that we're getting up there in the issue numbers. Yeah. Well, with that, before I jump into my book, Sleepy Reader, I wanted to like Hollow Heart #1. I hope #2 makes things start working. I couldn't agree more. If it does, let us know. Absolutely. I can definitely lift that up. My second to last book is a Marvel offering, and it is actually relieved of the Kingdom Black header, which tells me the event is actually over in the UK. Thank God. But
Nice.
The Union #4 is Marvel's UK premier superhero team. The character on the front is called The Choir. And so definitely one of those vocal powers again. Looking forward to learning more about her. She actually has a cybernetic situation going on her neck, which is really cool. The rest of the team is interesting. It's something that I could really do without. I don't really mind them as much, but her in particular is fascinating to me. She looks really cool because normally she looks like Chamber from Generation X with like her face wrapped up and stuff, and I always think that looks kind of cool. It is just fun again to go into grab our passport, board the plane, get out of New York, get away from the X Mansion and go to a different part of the Marvel U and meet new people. And so that's why I've been checking it out. Overall, it's been okay. It's been fun to meet those new people, but it looks like the next issue is the last issue, which is kind of a bummer. So I hope we see more potential for characters such as these to appear in more of a bigger fashion down the road. But unfortunately, this particular series will not be it. So,
and that's a cool cover for sure, and I like the way the Union looks and stuff. So I mean, too bad, cool vibe. Too bad the book just couldn't make the cut.
Yep. All right.
Kudos to you for supporting new characters and Marvel books that take a chance like that.
Yeah, it's just I've missed out on so many. Like a lot of these young characters, I didn't do a lot of Young Avengers or anything, and then I'm hearing about like Wiccan and Hulkling and how awesome they are as a couple and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't get any of their origin stories. I am the worst Marvel fan ever. I literally got told by the gay community to turn in my gay card over this. So it is a situation that
tough,
knows no boundaries.
Was that on Comic Book Bears? They told you that, John?
I don't know if it was. It might have. It might have been on the show in the comments.
That is so fucking funny. Man.
Yeah.
Got you.
So just so you know, there are so many consequences when I don't do my due diligence. So that is why I am a student of Marvel books and DC books. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
So got to keep up with everybody. All right. Well, I have one more book left.
Okay.
So Aaron, I will let you go. Oh,
go.
Yeah, and this is my last book.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Okay. I think there's
You
some
guys
lag
both
going
knock 'em
on.
out.
Cool. So my last book is not Man-Bat, but Batman. Been really enjoying the latest this run of Batman.
Oh,
what do you think, John?
Oh, I'm sorry. Aaron totally froze for me.
Yeah,
he
there's
just
like
said
some lag.
he's enjoying this latest run.
Okay, perfect. For Batman issue.
Oh, did I cut out for a second there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. For Batman 107. Oh, is everyone? Tom, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, Aaron, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Internet, guys, this is not a comic book episode. A comic book episode without technology.
I think it caught up.
Oh. It happens. Just go for it, John. Man, just knock it out. Aaron's computer will catch up by the time you're halfway through.
Boom. Okay. Well, Batman 107, you guys. I'm personally just loving the tiki hat on Scarecrow. That's my review. Thoroughly enjoyable so far. Batman in Detective Comics, he is living in like a townhouse or something. So he's kicked out of the manor. Money is off the table. The Batcave's in the sewers. This is real life. I mean, Tom, we could go save Gotham.
And it's not like that in this. In
same vibe here. I think that it is kind of following that where he's met
exactly. Let's do it, bro.
Same formula though. I think that he has met with a lot of limitations. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes. I will say the overall, it has been truly joyful though to see Jonathan Crane back in the saddle. So
yeah,
it's always nice when those old classic Batman villains show up.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Well, cool. Well, that was all my books, you guys.
All done, guys. Another comic book look episode. We have all these books. We told you all about them. It felt so good to talk about them. Now we got to read them, guys. And you know, that's the hard part because but I told you I've been catching up, and I said that I had to finish my book this week, and I went away on a trip to Grandma's house to the lake where I could just read my book, and I forgot it at home. And so I didn't get any reading done, but I'm going to crush it this week, knock out that to-do pile, and I'm excited to do it. So, you know, awesome. That's the way she goes. But yeah, John, I say this was a good episode. Let's shut it down. I'm getting tired, and I'm ready to hit the sack.
We are old people these days. That is for sure. Aaron, thank you so much for your time today. Aaron, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at comicbookdude93. And then if and when I start up that YouTube channel, I'll post it. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post it on the Comic Book Look Facebook page.
Yeah, and you'll come back on and tell us and all that.
Yes, promote. That's right.
I will for sure do that.
That's awesome. Well, very good. Well, thank you again for your time this evening. We covered a whole variety of comic books tonight, and I love that variety. Hearing your perspective, Aaron, you are always welcome back on the show. So thank you for taking time this evening. Thanks you to all of our viewers as well. Yes. Thank you to our viewers. Participation tonight was amazing. It was just fun to get to hear from folks and hear what you're reading as well, and continue to send us that correspondence. If you're on Facebook and want to continue the conversation, check us out at Comic Book Look, our Facebook group. On the socials, @ a Comic Book Look. You can find us there. And past that, Tom, any closing thoughts? Wisdom?
I got nothing, buddy. You know, shut them down with that line that everybody's waiting for, John.
They're waiting for it. That's right. Well, you guys know the drill as always. We are rocking it out here in April of 2021. Very quick start to the year so far. We are very thankful for all of you and being a part of such a good community. But we're going to get some sleep. We're going to keep this work week going. We're on a school night here, and we're going to keep it comics for sure, man. Boom.
Boom.
All right. And then I click the stop button, and then